Hey everyone, welcome to our Core and More rehab class today. So what you're going to need for today's class are some weights. So free weights, water bottles, something around your house that can give you some weight in your hand, as well as a resistance band, okay? Today we're going to need to secure a resistance band onto something that is stable. So if you have a crib or something around your living room that's not going to move when you pull on this resistance band, okay? So you need a resistance band and some free weights, so go ahead and grab those now if you need them. But otherwise, we're gonna come right down onto our mats and we're gonna start with a little bit of a warm up, okay? So we are going to come right into a downward facing dog, okay? So from here, we wanna make sure our back is nice and flat. Our bum is sort of reaching up towards the ceiling, and we just wanna be pedaling our feet here. Good. So we wanna start to wake up our calves and our hamstrings. Oftentimes they're very tight, so we need to get them a little bit more awake. Good. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our left knee and bring this leg to the front of our mat. And we're gonna come into a nice long pigeon stretch. So you're gonna feel the outside of the bent knee, bent leg. You're gonna feel the front of the straight leg. Now from here, we want to try and stay as upright in the chest as possible. Now if you're not feeling this stretch, you can come down onto your elbows, come closer to the mat. That is a deeper stretch. So for me, that doesn't feel very good for me today. So if you want to come down onto your elbows and go right ahead, okay? Here we want to be breathing in through our nose and out through our mouth. Good. Awesome. We're going to come back into our downward facing dog. So curl that toe under, bring your body back up, and pedal from here. Good job. Waking our body up slowly, getting some movement through our body here. Good. And we're gonna bring the other leg forward just like we just did. Good. So again, the knee that's bent, we're gonna feel that more in the side of our bum. The leg that is straight out in the back, we're gonna feel that in the front of the thigh. And again, we wanna stay as upright with our chest as possible, making sure our neck is nice and long. And we're breathing. Good job. Curl those toes under, and we're gonna come back up into our downward facing dog here. Awesome. Good. Coming down onto the mat, onto all fours. We're gonna run through a quick little cat, camel, feeling that movement through your spine. Awesome. Okay. So you can hang out there if you feel like you need it, or come into a lunge. And our goal is to, the leg that's backwards is really going to be stretching that front of the hip flexor, the front of the thigh. So you're just going to keep an upright body, leaning forward into this stretch. Couple deep breaths here. And then we're going to come and lean backwards a bit, putting the weight onto our heels, straightening this leg. Place your hands on the ground. Start to feel that stretch in the entire posterior aspect of this leg. Good. You can even point your toe, flex it, point it, flex it. Good job. Awesome. Okay, now we're going to switch legs here. Same thing. Into a deep lunge, feeling that in the front of the thigh here. You can keep your hands on your waist, on your knee, just making sure we're staying in a nice upright position. Good job. And now we're going to roll backwards onto our heel, feeling this in the back of the leg here. Our whole posterior chain is being stretched. Now again, you can point and pull if you feel like you need that extra stretch in your calves and hamstrings. Good. Awesome. Now we're going to come down onto our mats, just in a comfortable seated position. Cross our legs. And we just want to roll our shoulders up, back, and down. Up, back, and down. Good. Now with your head, we want to look all the way to the left. Do a half moon where we're looking down until we're looking right to the right side, and then we stop. And again, all the way down to the other side. Good. You may find that there's some spots that feel sticky or painful. You can hang out in those positions if they're like pulling. You want to push through a pull. Now, if when you're looking to your left, you're feeling jamming on your left side, or looking to the right, you're feeling jamming on your right, don't push into jamming type of pain. We just want to roll our necks through that range of motion, okay? Awesome job. Okay, so we're gonna get into our workout for today. So for our upper body workout, what we're gonna need is that resistance band and somewhere that it can be secured onto, like a crib, or if you've got a spin bike or something in your house that you can secure it onto. You can do it onto railings in your living room, whatever you have. We also need some free weights. So we're gonna go ahead and grab those now, bring them all back onto your mat, and we'll go through what our exercises are, okay? Perfect, okay. So the first move we're gonna do today is what we need our resistance band for. So we are going to start on our bums on our heels in sort of this kneeling position, and we're going to hold the resistance band in front of our bodies. We are going to activate our core, cinching that waist, tilting your pelvis so you feel like you're nice and stable before we even move. So I'm sitting here and I can feel the activation of my core. We are going to raise up into a strong position where I am tight, my bum is sort of tucked under because my core is tilting and my stomach is on. Then from here, we're going to extend our arms backwards. So we're feeling this in our triceps. Then we're going to bring the arms forward, slowly lower down. And again, up, arms back, arms forward, lower down. The entire time our core is active. We have stability through our midsection, and then the arms are what the workout is while maintaining good stability, okay? So we're gonna do 10 of these. So find your spot where you can secure this resistance band. Find a nice comfortable place on your knees if you need to put a towel down. And join me for 10 of these moves, okay? Perfect, so tighten your tummy, tilt your pelvis, raise up, extend, woo. Extend your arms backwards. Allow them to come forward and lower down, good. Everything with this is slow and done with control. You could go through this very quickly and have no stability through your midsection and feel like out of control, and that won't be a good workout for your body, okay? So nice and slow, in control, feeling the burn in the back of your arms as we come into that extension and slowly lower back down, good. Keep going until you get to your 10. Good. Awesome, and relax. So we're gonna go through all 3 of our moves 3 times, okay? So our next move is the beloved push-ups. Simple, not adding anything to them. You just need to know where you're at in the push-ups, meaning you're doing them on your toes or you're doing them on your knees, okay? So there's 2 varieties of push-ups, and you can really do either one. You can do one where your hands are on the ground and your elbows are out, and you're bringing your hands into your chest and you're pushing outwards, or you can sort of turn your hands so that your elbows cross the side of your body and you push up. The difference is one is affecting a little bit more of your pec muscles and the other is affecting more of your tricep muscles. While I'm doing these, I'm going to allow my elbows to go out to the side, a little bit more of a chest exercise versus a tricep, but you can keep them close to your body to be more of a tricep move than a pec move, okay? So we're gonna do 10 push-ups. Try on your toes, even if you can only do 1, which is fine, and we're gonna build ourselves up and then go onto your knees as needed, okay? So join me now on our mats, on the ground for our 10 push-ups, okay, ladies? And just go as low as your body will allow you to. If you can only come to here for a couple, that's okay. Then move onto your knees and finish off your 10 push-ups. You've got this. Everyone seems to let me know that they feel this a lot the next day. You're like, why are my pecs so sore? It's from our 30 push-ups that we're gonna do, okay? So keep going, get to your 10, and take a break. Awesome. So we are going to need our free weights. So our next movement is going to be a bicep curl. We're then going to twist our arms and go right into a shoulder press. Lowering down, turning, lowering, okay? We're going to do this while our body is raised up a little bit. So from here, your tummy is on, your pelvis is tilted, your core is stable and strong, okay? So grab your weights, 10 of these in total, okay? Bicep curl, twist, shoulder press. Good. Lower down. That's 1. I'm going to do 10 of these, okay? Now, while we're doing this, is your tummy tight and is your pelvis tilted? You shouldn't be leaning backwards and letting your joints carry the weight. We're taking control, we're activating our core, and we're going to work this out, okay? Don't let your body just sort of hold the bad posture, right? That's what we're trying to avoid, and that's what we're trying to change. Good. As well, can you squeeze your shoulder blades together a little bit more? I know you can, because I can. Good. So we've got really good posture in the upper back. We've got really good posture in our midsection. Good. Keep going till you get to 10 of these moves, okay? And find what weight works for you. Today, maybe the weights aren't your thing. Maybe you're tired. Maybe you slept like poop. Maybe someone else didn't sleep well and therefore kept you up all night. Find your energy level and just move, okay? Good. Put these down once you've reached your 10. Whew. All right. So we finished 1 round of our move today. So we're going to go through round 2 and then round 3. So grab your resistance band. Make sure it's nice and secure. Have good contact with, hold this in a good position. Tighten your tummy, tilt your pelvis, rise up, extend, and lower down. Good. 10 of these. What I find is a nice added leg workout is I don't let my bum fully relax on the bottom here. I'm not even touching my heels to my bum, and then I'm coming right back up. So I'm making sure my legs are under constant tension. Sorry, a little tongue-tied this morning. Good. And what you really want to do is really bring your body upright. Don't leave it in this like lean back position, really bring it upright. Putting the force through your core muscles so that we are challenging our stomach, so our stomach gets stronger. We don't have downward pressure on our pelvic floor that can lead to serious complications down the road. Awesome. Good. Keep going if you need to until you get to your 10. Once you've reached your 10, it's time for our push-ups. So again, try your hardest to do 1 or the beginning of your set here on your toes, then move down onto your knees as need be, okay? So, push-ups, ladies. We've got this 10, making sure our core is tight the entire time, right? Our stomach needs to be on. It provides more stability in our foundation, which allows us to do this move with more strength. If we need to go onto our knees, go ahead. We also want to make sure our chin stays tucked. What we want to avoid is bobbing our chin. Sometimes we do a little bit with our arms and a lot with our neck. Not needed. Just move your arms, okay? Good job. Push through it. Get to your 10. You've got this. Awesome. Once you've reached 10, take a little break, take some breaths, but not too long, because So I want you to keep your heart rate up and get through our last round here of our second round. Grab your weights. We're going to do our bicep curls into our shoulder press. On our knees or standing. You can do the standing as well. And remember, core is on. Our body is active. We're not just leaning back, sticking our stomach out and allowing the bones to do the work and holding us up. We are strong through our midsection. 10 bicep curls into shoulder press. Good job, ladies. Come on. You've got this. I know you're tired still from your push-ups, but don't take a break yet. Push through. You are strong, mentally and physically. And if you need to take a break after you're done the arm workout, maybe you only have 15 minutes to join us today, then you did 15 minutes of work. It's much better to do the 15 and then say, that's all I have time for, than to say, I only have time for 15, so I'm not going to do any. I know I catch myself doing that personally, so I know someone else out there is as well. Good. Keep going until you get to 10 bicep curls and shoulder presses. Awesome. Put these weights just to the side because we're going to need them shortly for our last round. So we are going to try and power through this. So try and push through this last round with minimal breaks. Now, form cannot sacrifice. We're going to go through each move quickly and do them improper. We're going to make sure form is on point. We're just not going to take breaks and dilly-dally in between. We're going to power through this last round. Then you can push pause on me if you need to for a second. And then we're going to jump into our core and glutes, okay? So grab your resistance band, making sure it's nice and secure. Activate your core. Make sure it's cinching. So if you need to poke the sides, go ahead. Feel that cinch. Tilt your pelvis under and hold this while we rise up. Tilt. Woo. Extend backwards and continue on like that. You got this. Hopefully you guys are better at holding your resistance bands than I am. Awesome job, guys. You'll hear I'm really connecting with my breathing. When I come down, I inhale. As I rise up, I exhale. It allows me to really contract my core muscles and make sure that I'm cinching and that I'm tilting and that my stomach is as hard as a rock, as hard as it can be. Keep going here. Feeling the burn in the back of my arms into my triceps as well. Good. If you've reached your 10, awesome. All right. Last round of push-ups. I know no one seems to really like these. I personally don't. But I know that's something that I don't like, probably because I'm not very good at it. So that means I need to do it more. So join me for 10 push-ups. Try on your toes, at least for one. Everyone has one push-up in them. Good form, good push-ups on your toes, and then move onto your knees as you need to, okay? You've got this, ladies. I'm feeling you. I'm right there beside you. Working out. Keep your gaze a little bit in front of your mat. That will promote good head and neck posture. Awesome. And if you need to go onto your knees for your last couple. Awesome. Good job. Whew. No break yet. I almost went into our child's pose, but we're not there yet. Grab your weights. Bicep curl into a chest or shoulder press, okay? Rise on up. Tummy tight. Pelvis tilted. Active through your stomach. Bicep curl. Shoulder press. Awesome. Nice and slow and in control. We're making sure first we're doing the bicep curl and then our press. We don't want them to mix together. Don't go so fast that we're losing our good form. and breathe. You've got this. I feel you. But it feels good. Feels good to get our heart rate up, our body temperature's rising a little bit. Feel a little bit of sweat coming on. Awesome. Keep going until you get to your 10. Awesome. Perfect. Okay. Set these aside. Grab some water if you need to. Push pause if you need a little bit of a break. But our next round is going to be our core series. I'm going to set up our clock because what we're going to do for our core section today is we're going to do 40 seconds of work, 20 seconds of break, okay? And let me get us all set up here. Okay. So, what we're going to do is we're going to go through each exercise 3 times. Then we're going to move on and we're not going to do that exercise again. So I'm going to demonstrate what that exercise is right before you start. And then we're going to do 40 seconds on, 20 seconds off, no breaks in the middle. You're going to push yourself. Again, I want you to try and not push pause and not take a break during each exercise. So the first exercise we're going to do are scapular push-ups. I'm going to show you what those are. Do 3 rounds of it. Even if it is super hard, I want you to try and push through the 40 seconds for 3 times. And then if you need to take a break, you can take a break before you start the next exercise. But again, try and stay with it the entire 3, then take a break after, okay? So what we're going to do is scapular push-ups, which I'm going to show you what those are. We're going to do our dead bugs. We're going to do bears. Then we're going to do clams on our right and clams on our left. So we're going to do 5 separate moves. 40 seconds, 20 seconds off, 3 rounds of each, okay? So, for our scapular push-ups, just as a review, you are going to be in a plank or push-up position. The difference between a regular push-up is our elbows do not move at all. So when we're in our plank position, what we're going to do is we're going to allow our shoulder blades to sink in together, and then we're going to push through the ground. So you should see that the only movement is coming from this part of my body. So we're letting our chest sink into the ground and our shoulder blades squeeze together. Push up. Let them sink in. Push up. Awesome. So you're going to go as slow or as quickly as you can, maintaining good form. If you feel like you need a break from this push-up aspect, just stay in the plank, okay? So you're still going to be 40 seconds of a plank with some scapular push-ups in there as well, okay? So let me get our clock going. So grab a glass of water, grab a drink. Awesome. Keep going. Perfect. Okay. So clock is on. Get in your position. 40 seconds of active work here. Are you in your plank? Get in your plank. And I'm going to join you here. All right, our clock is on. So we have 40 seconds here. We're going to allow our body to sink to the ground and push up through our shoulders. Our elbows are not moving during this, okay? No movement through our elbows, just movement through our shoulder blades. Now, if you feel like, I cannot do those anymore, maybe you need to be on your knees. That's okay. Hold this position. There's a little bit of active recovery here if you feel like you can't get in to your scapular push-ups, okay? Couple more seconds here and then you get a break. Push through, 5 seconds. You've got 5 seconds in you. 1 second and relax. You can come into your child's pose for 20 seconds. The 20 seconds is going to pass by relatively quickly. So be ready to get back in to your plank position, okay? So join me now. We're back at it. 40 seconds. On your toes or on your knees, letting your body sink forward. Push on up. Let your body sink forward. Push on up. You've got this, ladies. Push. Push. Is your core tight? Are you breathing? Do you need to stay in the plank? Do you need to come down onto your knees, try that. If you're on your toes, come onto your knees and continue on with your scapular pushing. Again, only thing that's moving is between our shoulder blades, okay? 5 seconds, 2, 1, and relax, good. So we have one more round of that. It feels like it's endless, but we only have one more round of our scapular push-ups. It's a lot of pushing today, so I feel, yeah, this isn't easy, but it is worth it. Okay, on to all fours again. One last round. Either you're on your toes or you're on your knees. Either way, you have a nice straight frame with your body. You can draw a line from your ears to your shoulders to your hips to your knees to your toes, or stops at your knees. Push through this, ladies. You've got it. Awesome job. We are over halfway. You have less than 20 seconds to go. Come back onto your toes if you can for a couple more. We have 10 seconds. Hold your plank if that's all you can do. 3, 2, 1. Good. Awesome job. Come into your child's pose if you need this. Stretch your arms. Make sure your neck is nice and long. If you need a break, you can push pause, but I'm going to push you through this next series because we want to keep our heart rate up. What are we going to do? We're going to do some dead bugs. Just a review, a very quick review. Our dead bugs, we're on our back, our tummy is tight, our pelvis is tilted, our legs are up in the air, and our arms are up in the air. As we exhale, we move the opposite arm and opposite leg as far as you can go while maintaining a tight core and a flat back, so our pelvis is tilted. So we should be feeling this in the lower part of our abdomen, okay? So onto your backs now. You are going to join me for 40 seconds of dead bugs, okay? All right, big breath in, exhale, and move. We've got 40 seconds on the clock. Good. Connecting back with your stomach. Maybe it's been a day, maybe it's been a week, maybe it's been a month since you did a dead bug. We always need to take the time to really think about this. Are we cinching through our waist? Do we have contraction all the way out to the sides? We're not just pulling our belly button in. Do we have a nice tilted pelvis so our back is flat on the ground? And can we control that as our legs move away from the center of our body? Keep going and relax. Good job. So we have 20 seconds here. It's not long. If you need to let your knees fall from side to just sort of mobilize that lower back, the pelvic region, go ahead and do that. But we're ending our 20-second break. Legs back up. Big breath in. Exhale. Tighten everything, tilt everything, and move. It's only 40 seconds. I know you can do this. You are strong. A lot of this I find is mental and making sure that we're connecting with our core. We do need to develop endurance. That doesn't just happen overnight. But if we're not mentally connecting with our core and pelvic floor, then doing these movements is never going to help strengthen this area. Good, and relax. Whew, 40 seconds just flies by. We only have one more round here of our dead bugs. So you've got this, okay? So lengthen your legs out, stretch your arms out if you need to. But get back in to your tight tummy and your tilted pelvis because our dead bugs are starting for one last round. Good. Tighten up, big breath in. Exhale and move. Good. Awesome job, mamas. You've got this. Keeping your pelvis tilted. I find every time I bring my legs back in, I'm readjusting. Can your pelvis be tilted more? Could your back be flatter on the ground? Is your core as tight as possible? Could you cinch it just a little bit more? Are you breathing? It's always the breathing that everyone seems to miss out on. All right, couple more seconds here. And relax. Whew. Good job. Dead bugs are my favorite. Good job. All right, now lengthen your legs out on your mat and your arms in the opposite direction, and try and stretch your body as long as possible. Good. And you can point one foot a little bit more and then point the other foot a little bit more. That slight stretch in each leg can feel really good in your tummy and your abdomen. Good. Come on up with me now. Our next move is our bear. So, what we're going to do with our bears here, on all fours, toes curled under. You're cinching your tummy and you're tilting your pelvis so you have a nice flat back, like you could have dinner on this table. Inhale, exhale, tighten everything up, and raise your knees off the ground as far as they can go until you lower down. Again, the back does not extend, it stays nice and flat during your entire bear, okay? You're gonna go as quickly or as slowly as you want, but we're gonna be moving for 40 seconds, okay? So come onto your mats, get into your proper position, cinch your waist in, tilt your pelvis, round your toes under, tuck your toes under, and get ready to perform 40 seconds of our bear, all right? Let's get started now. So you can hang out at the top range and move through this like glacial speed, because it's more about that you're active for the 40 seconds than if you did 10. If one bear takes you 10 seconds, it's the same as 5 bears taking you 2 seconds each. The number doesn't matter. Time under tension is what matters for our muscles to get stronger. Good, 5 more seconds here. You've got it, 1 more. And relax, good. So sit on back and just roll your shoulders back and down. Get some movement in those shoulder blades, okay? Good job. All right, back onto our hands and knees for a second round of our bears. Tighten your tummy, tilt your pelvis before we even start, and now rise on up. Good. What I also want you to try and do is push your hands through your mat so that your upper back feels like it just opened up. So if you're pushing your hands through your mat, you should feel tension get greater through your upper back between your shoulder blades. That creates stability in that upper back where your shoulder blades are, so that when you're coming up and down, your muscles are taking on the load for your upper back as the weight shifts forward into your shoulders, okay? All right, and take a break. So 40 seconds, 2 times, we're done that. We have 1 more round of our bears, okay? So again, making sure our upper back is tight, our core is cinched, our pelvis is tilted, and we're breathing. So it's a lot to think of, but I know you guys got it. So on all fours, round your toes, tighten your tummy, raise on up. Good job. Keep it up. Awesome. You've got this. Again, it's not about how many you do. It's about having tension through these muscles for the entire 40 seconds. Try not to hang out on your knees for too long. As soon as you come down, come back up. Good. Hang out in an active position longer than the rest position, okay? And relax. Good. Come into child's pose here. Reach your arms forward. Reach your bum backwards. Just take a couple deep breaths. Awesome job. Okay, so we're now going to move on to our clams. So you're just going to pick one side. Doesn't matter which side we start with. You can come right down onto your elbow or outstretch this arm a little bit and provide support for your head and neck. Good. So for our clams, our knees are together and they're in front of our pelvis. Our heels are touching. We bring our heels off the ground here We open and we close. That's one clam. Our goal is that when we open the leg, we want to avoid rolling of our pelvis. So our knees are only going to open as wide as our hips will allow, okay? So relax down, get into this position. Do 40 seconds and we're going to stay on this side. So we're really going to burn one glute, then we're going to flip over and we're going to do the same thing on the other leg, okay? So we're sticking with one leg here. So no need to flip from side to side or roll over, okay? So on your side, knees together, heels together, raise those heels up. 40 seconds of clams. Good. And again, you want to be able to touch the side of your bum and feel that activation, but I also want you to touch the side of your core. Are you activating your transverse abdominis? Can you tighten this up a little bit more? Good. It's like 2 exercises happening at once. You want to make sure you're getting the best bang for your buck with your time here. You are going to be working your core and your glutes. All right, we have less than 10 seconds here. So push through. You should be feeling this burn in here. At least I am. And relax. Good. So if you need to shake that leg out on top, sometimes I find just shaking that muscle out really helps. It starts to feel like it's tightening up on you, right? It's pretty tight and contracted. That's good. It means it's working, okay? So back in our position, tighten our tummy, raise our heels off the ground. 40 seconds of clams on this side again. Push through it. You've got this. I always find this exercise is a funny one because in my brain it seems easy, but my body is telling me otherwise, saying, "Whew, this is burning." It's those slow Pilates type bar moves. They get me. All right, keep going. We're over halfway through here. I am feeling this in my glutes. It's these tiny moves sometimes that really, really get me versus the big ones like squats and lunges. All right, and relax. Feeling that in there. All right, we have one more round on this side, and then we can give this side a little bit of a break. We're going to be coming at you from the other side, okay? All right, knees bent, heels together. A couple seconds here before we start our final round. Is your core active and tight? Raise your heels up. 40 seconds. So at this point, doing 3 in a row on this side without switching to the other side, you should be feeling the burn. If not, you may be doing your clam a little off. So send us a message, check out the videos that go through the clams, because you really want to be feeling this. This is a good workout. Good, keep going. We're over halfway through this round. Is your tummy tight? Yeah, check in with it. Could you tighten that transverse abdominis a little bit more? Cinch in. Create stability through your stomach while your legs are moving. Couple seconds here. And relax. Good. Whew. So just to stretch this side of the bum out for a quick second, onto your back, whichever leg you were just working, put it on the knee of the opposite leg. Thread your arms through. Pull this into your chest. Good. So right now, this bent knee, I'm feeling that stretch all in the outside of my hip. You can even apply a little bit of pressure to this right leg to feel even more of a stretch in that right hip, okay? All right. No real rest because we're gonna do the exact same thing on the other side. So you can just roll right over. I'm gonna switch sides so you can see me, but you know how to do our clams. So you're on your side, your knees are together, your heels are together. Raise those heels up off the ground. We've got 40 seconds of clams coming at you, okay? So start with your clams. I will catch up with you. There you go. Perfect. So feel that in the side of your hip. Feel it in your core. So you need to be activating those core muscles, activating your glute muscles, breathing. So it should feel very easy compared to that last round we just did, because we still remember the burn that we were feeling at the end of that third set. It almost tricks you a bit. You're like, oh, maybe I'm stronger on my left side or my second side. And all of a sudden, right about now, and relax, it starts to burn. So you get 20 seconds of a break. You get to bring your heart rate down a little, but not enough that the muscles are going to stop burning, okay? So again, activate these core muscles, keep those knees bent, bring your heels up off the ground, 40 seconds of clams. Good. And again, if you're having trouble feeling it on this side, you can do like a little tap right on sort of your hip side bum area. That oftentimes will force you to contract that muscle a little bit more. It's called cueing, external cueing. Well, that really helped me because my glute is burning. I can still feel the other side burning, and now this one is too, which is awesome. Okay, is your core tight? I want to make sure that you're not rolling around on the ground. There should be tons of stability through the midsection here. The only thing that should be moving is this leg. Good job, and relax. Starting to feel that burn now, eh? Right in here. Okay, so we have a little bit of a break. We have our last round of our mid portion of our workout today, okay? So we're not going to be done. Unfortunately, we got more work to do, but we will be done this section. Okay, heels up, 40 more seconds of our clams. Keep your tummy nice and tight here, okay? Good job. You've got this. Awesome. Keep going. We're halfway through this last round, okay? Can you tighten your tummy a little bit more? Push through. This is when the leg will feel like it weighs 1,000 pounds. How are you going to raise that knee up? You can. Push one more time. Can you do it again? I'm going to ask you for 2 more. And now, take a break. Oh, good job, guys. So we're going to stretch out this glute like we just did the last one. So onto your back. Place that leg you were just working, the foot on top of the thigh, and pull this in. So as I was saying, you can just hang out here. If this feels good, hang out there. You can also take this hand and push on your knee so it gets pushed away from your body. Deeper stretch in that hip glute region. Now this might be a stretch on both sides that you want to do later today too. Maybe tomorrow morning. Really stretch the side of those hips out, okay? Those glute min and means, okay? Good. All right, roll on up for me. Awesome job. Just going to reset all of our stuff here. Perfect. Okay, so what we're going to do here is we're going to do a little series for our glutes. I know you're probably like, we already just did so many glutes with our clams, but we are going to do 20 glute bridges. Then you're going to come on to all 4. You do 10 kickbacks on your right, 10 hydrants on your right, 10 kickbacks on your left, 10 hydrants on your left, okay? We're going to do that for 5 minutes. So we're just going to put 5 minutes on the clock, and you're just going to keep going through that series. Maybe you want to do it once. Maybe you want to do it twice. Maybe you want to not think about the timer and do it 3 times, okay? So push through. So what are we doing? We're doing glute bridges. So tightening your tummy, tilting your pelvis. So the important part first is to tilt your pelvis so my back is flat. Then I'm going to rise up. See how I only rise up a little bit once I tilt my pelvis? This protects my low back from jamming together. So if you have low back pain, make sure you are tilting your pelvis first, rising up, lowering down. The difference is if I keep my back arched, then when I come up, I can really rise up off the ground, but I'm really jamming my low back together, okay? So tilt your pelvis, come up. We are going to do 20 glute bridges. Then you're going to stop. You're going to come up onto all 4s. You're going to do 10 kickbacks on this leg. Then you're going to do 10 hydrants. Then you're going to do 10 kickbacks. And then you're going to do 10 hydrants. When you're done that, you're going to start all over again. 20 glute bridges, 10 kickbacks, 10 hydrants on each side. When you're done that, you're going to do it again, okay? So I'm going to put 5 minutes on our clock here. All right, come down onto your mats. All right, we are on our mats for 5 minutes for our glute series. So we're on our backs and we're doing 20 glute bridges, making sure our core is tight and our pelvis is tilted. We're rising up and down for a count of 20. When you have finished your 20 glute bridges, we are moving on to our left leg, 10 glute kickbacks, making sure that when our leg comes back, our pelvis stays tilted and there's no extension in your low back. There should be no movement in your core or your low back during your 10 glute kickbacks. Using the same leg after 10 glute kickbacks, we are doing our hydrants on that same side. Again, making sure there's no movement through the pelvis. The movement is just coming from the leg and hip, not from the low back. When you finish the 10 on that side, we're switching sides, 10 glute kickbacks on your opposite leg. Again, your pelvis is stable and so is your core. And once you've finished those hydrants, we're moving on, or kickbacks, we're moving on to the hydrants on that opposite leg. Good. So we are over a minute in. We have 3 minutes and 35 seconds left. So wherever you are at, I want you to keep pushing yourself. Again, we're doing glute bridges, 20 reps. Left glute kickback, 10. Left hydrant, 10. Right glute kickback, 10. Right hydrant, 10 reps. So you can look up on the screen if you lose track of where you are and what is next. You'll also find our stopwatch. So we have just over 3 minutes left. So you are 40% done this workout. Keep it up, ladies. All right, ladies, keep it up. We have 2 minutes left. Push yourself for the last 2 minutes. "60 seconds left in this killer glute series. Keep up the pace. Let's make sure we have a good form no matter where you're at. Do not take a break. Push yourself. Leave it all on the mat for the last minute. Push yourselves for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Awesome job, ladies. You did it. You showed up, you worked your hardest, and that's really all that matters. A lot of times we don't want to come and join the workout and set aside 60 minutes to sweat our butt off, but you did it. So I want to congratulate you and thank you for spending the time with me today, whether it's the morning or evening, whatever works for you. I just want to say thank you for inviting me into your workout. I can't wait for you guys to join us again for a video on demand postpartum core and more rehab class. Have a wonderful day, ladies.